Dun, dun, dun. Hey, everybody, welcome into the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast morning show for Thursday, January 6th, 2022. So I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. So we have to apologize to all of you viewers out there. The software that we use for the streaming is having some technical issues with background music sources. So we can't play any background music on this episode. Hopefully it'll be situated and squared away for tomorrow morning's episode. But Burley, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Doing good. We're just. How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing good. We just recorded the Boba Fett episode 2,
Yes.
so that'll be in a little while. That'll be up for our awesome Patreons to go grab and listen to.
That's right.
So
So we have a Patreon, of course, at patreon.com/thearena_podcast. And we do a ton of content for Patreon. Of course, our podcast, The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, goes up in early access and ad-free for a day, as well as a post-show. And then it goes to free podcast services for audio listeners. And it goes up to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thearena productions. And I will give you the link to that here. So you can watch all of our content from Patreon on YouTube as well. But if you really want to watch early and ad-free and get it before everybody else, you can join our Patreon, become a patron. Yeah, starts at $1 a month for the podcast episodes and for the post show. So so check out our Patreon site, and we would really appreciate anybody who supports us and supports our content that we make for you. So thank you so much, and to our existing patrons. But it was a fun episode, Burley, for Boba Fett. It was.
oh yeah,
So it'll be going up soon to Patreon. So hope you can catch that. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Rainbow Six Extraction. Rainbow Six Extraction is going to be coming to Game Pass day one. So another surprise Game Pass drop, Burley. What do you think of that?
yeah. Like it's good that it is coming to Game Pass, so anyone that was curious to try this, can try it without risk-free trying.
Uh-huh.
And good morning, Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Our other co-host in the Twitch chat there.
Yes.
Yes. Rainbow Six Extract. Like I remember, I'm still have visions from when you and I were talking about that live on when that got announced at E3.
Yeah.
And we stopped talking about the game probably about 30 seconds into the 5-minute presentation.
Yeah.
We're just talking about other shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I may try this game, but it's like, I'm glad people that want to try it, that can buy into Game Pass for $1. If there's the $1 trials at that month, can try for cheap and not have to spend full price out of this game.
Right.
But like, this is not.
The game has been delayed so many times too. So, and they actually delayed it just because of the name of the game, because they had another name for this game previously. So now it's called Extraction. So, but yeah.
Well, I think they've also delayed it for other reasons.
Oh, obviously.
They thought they're thinking, they were saying stuff about NFTs. This could be the game.
Yep. Could be the game. Yeah. And I'm not going to mention it now, but there's going to be another story we're going to be mentioning on tomorrow's show. We couldn't fit it into this episode, but more NFTs, Burley, more NFTs.
Yeah. And my enthusiasm for them.
Yeah. And then next we're going to be talking about more about Xbox. So today's episode is kind of riddled with Xbox stories. Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox, so we're going to be talking about that. And then there's a game that's going to be coming to Game Pass on the 18th. Nobody Saves the World. We're going to be talking about that a little bit and showing you the trailer for that. So first, we're going to talk about Rainbow Six Extraction. But before that, let's get into this brief video segue, okay?
Ooh.
Okay, so let's get into this story here.
No, yeah.
Coming, what, Burley?
I was like, ooh, story. And then I'm seeing it's Rainbow Six, so I'm like,
Hey, there are so many people that are into Rainbow Six Siege still. I mean, a
oh,
lot of streamers, a lot of people. So who knows? This could become the next Rainbow Six Siege. You might see a lot of people move over from Siege to Extraction. I don't know. We'll see.
true.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this for you here. So let me get to it. So this is from Polygon.com and Austin Goslin. Rainbow Six Extraction, the upcoming co-op PvE game that pits elite special forces against agents against aliens, will be available to Xbox Game Pass subscribers on release day. The announcement from Microsoft and Ubisoft arrived today, actually yesterday now. So, but along with the news about Ubisoft Plus, and we'll be talking about that later. So, Rainbow Six Extraction has faced several delays, setbacks, and even name changes, as we discussed earlier, on its road to release, but the game is slated to finally release on January 20th. When it does arrive, Xbox Game Pass subscribers will have access to the game through the service as soon as it's released. Extraction will be playable through Game Pass on console and PC on January 20th. So, yeah, Burley, I mean, another score for Game Pass. Yeah, you might have a lot of people that are interested in playing this just for the sake of playing it. They might not have played Rainbow Six before, but they want to try it out. Kind of like with what was it, Aliens Fireteam Elite that came out like a month or two ago on Game Pass, and maybe some people never played it, but they just played it. They downloaded it because they have Game Pass and they wanted to try it out. So, what do you think?
Yeah, like this is definitely going to help the player base of the game.
Mhm.
Like when Avengers came to Game Pass, it helped spike the numbers.
Mhm.
So like this will help the numbers for this game. But I just don't know how much like how long this game's gonna last with players.
Yeah.
But who knows? I could be proven wrong. They could come out with this game actually being really good, and it's a good tight thing, like a good tight gameplay, very fun with the good co-op between you and your friends
Yeah.
and all that. So it could be quite good, but from what I saw, this game just doesn't appeal to me. But at least to know if I want to try it out, I can throw it on my Series S or on my PC quick with Game
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. How long has Siege been out? I think it's been out for about 7 years now, right? About 6 or 7
Uh,
years.
let
Rainbow
me
Six Siege. I think it's
let
been
me
about 7 now. Coming up now on 2022, about 7 years.
uh
Um
2015 it came out, November 26th.
yeah, so 7 years. So, I mean, you figure that a lot of that player base, they might be like, "Okay, it's time to move on, try Extraction." So the player base in the beginning might not be so big, but you might see a lot of people come over. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's a added benefit that it's going to be on Game Pass for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
So
When Carl's talked about another game on Game Pass we talked about yesterday, Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Game Pass.
that's
Yep,
right.
we talked
That's
We
right.
talked about that yesterday, and it was a surprise to see, but I'm glad to see it came to Game Pass so more people can enjoy and play.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about this a little bit more during the podcast episode on Saturday when we record. I mean, just everything that's coming to Game Pass, particularly this month. I mean, it's a big month. So, bigger than we thought it was going to be before the beginning of the year. So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which leads to our next story that we will get to right after this segue. Here we go.
can't download it yet. Carl says, "Oh."
Okay, next up. So, Ubisoft Plus, Burley. Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox. So this is pretty big. I I kind of think of this like when EA Play came to Xbox. You know, it was
Yeah,
a separate service, subscription service at first. And then it got implemented, I think it was last year, got implemented early last year or the year before. It was
I think it was
implemented into
early last year.
it was
Early,
implemented into Game Pass, right?
yeah.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to throw a prediction out there for you guys. And I don't know if Carl's going to agree with me with this or not, but I predict by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, you know, because Ubisoft has all kinds of problems internally right now.
Oh,
I would not be surprised if Ubisoft Plus becomes a full part of Game Pass like EA Play did. And
yeah.
I could see, like Bethesda, and I already mentioned this and I already predicted this in a way, Ubisoft is going to be bought by Microsoft in the future. What do you think?
Okay, so you're thinking Microsoft let them lower themselves a little bit, and Microsoft swoops in and just picks up Ubisoft.
Well, look, I mean, Rainbow Six Extraction, like we just talked about, is coming to Game Pass day one. Usually
Yeah,
that wouldn't happen, right? So then you
yeah,
get Ubisoft Plus into the Xbox ecosystem, right?
mhm,
Like EA Play was, you know, introduced.
yeah.
And then you start seeing maybe the next Assassin's Creed might come early to Game Pass. You might see some other games from Ubisoft come early to Game Pass. But then
Well,
after that, boom, you know, okay, let's become part of our family. Join us.
they may try and do that.
Mhm,
Try and buy Ubisoft. I don't know whether that'll work or not,
mhm.
but you've
I
had
don't think
a lot
it
of
couldn't
these kind
hurt.
of games.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not saying it can't hurt, but
Yeah.
Microsoft is a benefit. But the thing is a lot of these games, like these multiplayer things, have come day one Game Pass. You had Outriders last year
Mhm.
that came day one to Game Pass.
Yeah.
You had I know there was a few other ones. I'm just blanking on the names. Outriders is the one that sticks out. So they always do have stuff like this. Microsoft's got the cash to buy this, and Ubisoft at this point, with all the damage that's happened,
Yeah.
they're just taking. Okay, Microsoft is offering us a giant check right now.
Mhm.
Take the check. Take the check.
Yep. Well, we do not know still when. We know it's happening, but we don't know when Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I would probably predict the spring. I don't know, but we'll see. And if we start seeing, like you said, more of the multiplayer games have been coming day one, if the single player games start coming day one or early, that's going to be an outlier of what's going to be coming ahead, I think. So let's keep our eyes out on this. You know, keep our ears open, keep our eyes open, because I think this is the beginning of something. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. That it's the beginning of something. And we got a few things from Carl. Does Ubisoft Plus have day one release on new games? Yes, because I have a coworker that subs to this for their PC, and they had Valhalla. They got
Yep.
Valhalla on day one, and Far Cry day one,
Yep. Yep.
and Back for Blood. That was another multiplayer
That's
game that
right.
launched on Game Pass. Carl reminded, yeah.
That's
I
right.
couldn't remember the names, but like I knew
Yeah.
Outriders was one of the big ones.
Yeah. Back for Blood was the other. Yep. Okay, so let me read this story. This is from gamesradar.com and Austin Wood. So let me read a little bit of it for you. So Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox and bringing over 100 games with it, including the publisher's newest releases. Ubisoft and Xbox announced the impending console release of the subscription service today, but didn't commit to an exact date for when it will arrive on Xbox. The publisher only said that it will bring Ubisoft Plus to Xbox quote, in the future, end quote. But relatedly, we do know that Rainbow Six Extraction, which we just talked about, will be available on Xbox Game Pass day one when it launches on the 20th. So Ubisoft Plus was rebranded back in October 2020 after launching in September 2019. While it was initially only available on PC, it's now available on Amazon Luna and Google Stadia as well. Google Stadia, Burley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So today, Ubisoft Plus sports over 100 games ranging from Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Far Cry 6 to Immortals, Phoenix Rising, and Trials Rising. So, yeah. Like I said, let's keep our eyes out, keep our ears open. I think we're going to hear more about this later in the year. And I'm just telling you right now, I will bet you a pack or a box of spiritual opium that
Mm-hmm.
sometime either the end of this year or early next year, Ubisoft Plus is going to go into Game Pass and Ubisoft is going to become a part of Microsoft. I just think so. I mean, because there's been rumblings about Microsoft. They're not done. They're not done buying studios. They're not done buying. Well, why not just go all out again? If you got Bethesda, just go for Ubisoft too. You know,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And Carl's put a thing. Ubisoft Plus is $15 per month. Hard to imagine they'd simply add it into Game Pass for nothing extra. Maybe a discounted bundle deal.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. That is a very good point. Like I couldn't remember the cost of Ubisoft Plus. I've never subbed to it, so but we'll
Yeah.
see. I can see Microsoft making an attempt to buy Ubisoft, but who knows? Like they have money. Microsoft has money,
Yeah.
and they want more studios.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of at this point, do you just play the waiting game because Ubisoft is not in a good state?
Yeah.
If I was Microsoft, I'd wait 4 to 6 months, see how it is, and you get pennies on the dollar for
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
What was it? I think it was that other, I forget the company name, but they were trying to do a hostile takeover of Ubisoft for a while, and Ubisoft just wouldn't go for it. I'm trying to
Uh,
Vivendi. I think it was Vivendi.
I
Uh, and Vivendi tried to take over Ubisoft, but Ubisoft, blocked them from doing it. I think it was. So I don't know. I mean, I could see Microsoft making a pitch to them. Whether or not
mhm,
they do it, whether or not they'll be like, we don't want another Vivendi type of situation. We want to be
mhm.
autonomous. We want to be on our own still. I don't know.
And then Microsoft adds another zero to the check, and the guys say sold.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah. So definitely. All right. Okay. So now we're going to get to the last little story of today's episode. And it's a trailer for a game that's coming to Game Pass very soon, right after this. Okay. Next up.
my
So,
drone flying skills are getting better for that.
yeah. Burley. Yeah. You played too much of Judgment. Yeah.
So you gotta get the best time on those races, man.
Right. All right, so Nobody Saved the World. So it's coming January 18th, and it's included with the Xbox Game Pass. So the shape-shifting action RPG from Drinkbox. So Drinkbox is also the makers of Guacamelee. So coming later this month to PC and Xbox. And it's included on Game Pass. So I'm going to show you. Let me go ahead and get to the trailer here. So it's going to be muted so we can just talk through this.
Okay.
Actually, actually, I'll play the sound with it. I'll unmute it and I'll play the sound because we don't have background music this time. So
Okay.
we'll go ahead and play it and then we'll talk about it. We'll play it again and mute it. So let me go ahead and do this real quick here. So
Yeah, we can't hear. Ooh, picks up the one.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Burley?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I do like the art style.
Yeah.
See, I never played Guacamelee.
This art
I
style is a little bit like Don't Starve.
yeah.
Uh,
Turn back. I'm serious.
the stallion you've dreamed of your whole Jersey life. So,
Uh,
horse dating.
it's what we've always needed in video games.
Yeah.
When you can be
And save the world.
the little robot, the ghost, the egg. There you go. An onion. Fucking,
Yeah.
can I play the whole game as the onion?
Yeah.
Who saved the world? This onion.
Yeah.
Nobody saves the world.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like that. So, what do you think, Burley? Looks pretty cool, huh?
Oh yeah, no, this looks like something, and especially since it is coming to Game Pass, this is something I will be downloading on my little box here and trying
Oh
it out.
yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to definitely try this. I'm going to definitely play it. So, looking forward to it. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I'm going to play it one more time and then I'm going to read the description for it for everybody else. So, I'm going to move it back to the beginning here and then I'm going to play it
okay,
again. Okay. So, let me
well, it's
play
rated
it.
teen, everyone.
Yeah, rated teen. Be careful, people. So, hold on just a second here. Okay, I'm going to read the description of it for you. So, yeah. So, the action RPG Nobody Saves the World now has a release date. So, yes, it's a uniquely cartoon, creepy art style. Nobody Saves the World is a top-down Zelda-like adventure game. You play as a featureless person who can shapeshift into different forms, each with their own special abilities to navigate the world and engage in combat. Each form has its own set of challenges and upgrade tree, and you can mix and match your abilities and loadouts. Yeah. So that's the description of it. Yeah. So, yeah. So what? You can play as a horse?
Well, why wouldn't you want to play as a horse?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can play as an onion and an egg. This is just like
But
this is just
I want to play
wacky.
as a cat. I mean, yeah.
I'm sure there's a cat.
Yeah.
You can play as a mouse.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, they show you a tortoise. Like, there's so many different things. The robot, the ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, the art style is a little bit like Guacamelee, but
Yeah, and this is giving
yeah.
me kind of Legend of Zelda vibes because you're seeing different dungeons
Yeah.
that they're showing you going in. So this be neat.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So
I'm
yeah.
trying to say, I don't see a cat on there, but who knows? There may be just a cat, and we just don't see it here.
Yeah. Oh no. I'll be the dragon. Definitely the
The
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah. That dragon there. That's me. For sure.
I love their studio name, Drinkbox Studios.
Drinkbox. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Where do
Yeah.
you work? Drinkbox.
Yep. I work at a drink box. Yeah. So yeah, coming to Game Pass on the 18th and coming to PC as well. So yeah, looks good. Looks good. So yeah. So a lot of Xbox stuff today, Burley. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that they're doing a lot more. Like from PlayStation, we had the announcement of PSVR 2 and Horizon. which
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. That Horizon VR game actually has me interested. So,
And I didn't ask this yesterday,
mhm.
what you think of this, but are PSVR 2 games going to be compatible with the first generation PSVR headset?
I
Or
think some will be cross because because the thing is they're not going to make the
yeah,
PSVR 2 work with PS4.
yeah,
Let's be honest, it's not
right, right. But if you
unless
have that,
unless
if you have that adapter for the PS5 for your original PSVR headset, will you be able to play that Horizon game on your existing
Hori-
PSVR headset?
Horizon, who knows? I can't say
Yeah,
for sure. I don't
yeah,
think they would make Horizon, but you never know. They made Horizon Forbidden West cross-platform. I
right,
didn't think that originally. I thought that was going to be PS5 only. And like
right,
my one buddy's like, I can't get a PS5. Why try at this point? He's like, I can play it on PS4, and then
right.
it's cross. I can upgrade to get the PS5.
Hmm.
And it's like, yeah, but I
Yeah,
think there'll be a few cross VR titles just to hold the kind of grip. But we unfortunately don't know. We can only speculate at this point because we have so little info on PSVR two.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I'm sure we'll get once it gets to like around E3 when they do their state of play, their
yeah,
big state of play. I think then's when you're going to get the big info drop.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the big thing is the reveal of the headset itself. I mean, it was really strange that they only showed the controllers yesterday. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, how far along is this thing? I mean, there's tweets that have been out there saying that, you know, there's gonna be a Chinese manufacturing company that's gonna be mass producing PSVR twos, and they're probably gonna be ready by the end of the year. But I don't know. We shall see. But yeah. But if it does come out, it'll be interesting to see how well it does against the Oculus Quest 2. Will it become a rival to the Oculus Quest 2? I really don't know. I mean,
Well,
PSVR 2 is still going to be wired. It's not going to be wireless. But
that we know of. I have a high feeling is going to be wired.
yeah.
And Carl's saying I think the OG PSVR is getting left in the dust. Yeah, I tend to
Yeah.
lean more to that.
Yeah.
There may be the odd game that they'll give you, but Horizon, I don't think be
Yeah.
cross. But
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't
So many
know, but
questions. Yeah.
that it against the Oculus, it's only going to come down to games because the problem is
Mhm.
the Oculus you can have so many because there's so many more of this VR stuff for PC.
Yeah.
You can have a lot more on that.
Yeah.
You can get like the Half-Life Alex. You can get so many other VR games like your Beat Saber and all
Yeah.
that are huge. Whereas we don't you don't necessarily have all those games for PSVR.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's interesting what Carl says about the original PSVR being left in the dust. I'm wondering how many PSVR 2s will actually sell when it does come out. Is it going to sell better than the original PSVR, or is it going to be along the same lines of sales? You know, existing people that have a PSVR, will they upgrade? You know, I don't know. It's just speculation, but I mean, I still think I still think VR is a ways off. When it comes to
Oh,
being in the mainstream of gaming for everybody. Yeah, I just don't
oh,
think it's ready yet. So
yeah, I agree with you on that.
yeah,
I think this is going to be like VR is years away. Like I haven't adapted it.
yeah,
PSVR two has me interested with Horizon.
yeah,
And damn it, I may actually pick this up.
Yeah.
PSVR, but I need more than just that. Like I know I haven't played any of the big PSVR games, so
Yeah.
that does entice me a little bit because I th- I hope they're not going to be stupid and be like, oh, PSVR 2, you can't play any of the original PSVR games. If they do that,
Right.
then they're like,
Right.
you cannibalized and you screwed yourself.
Yeah. Well, I remember when the original PSVR came out, I remember Yoshida Shuhei from PlayStation. He was talking about think of this as on the lines of thinking of consoles as, PSVR was like the PlayStation 1,
Mhm.
you know. And then now you got the PSVR 2, which will be what? The PlayStation
PC.
2. So we're years off from it becoming like what people are imagining it to
Oh,
be,
oh, oh yeah.
So yeah. So
Where it's like I just take my headphones here, I'm good to go. Like, and
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I only have the one wire for charging or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah, no, we're so many
We're
years
seeing
out
years
on
off.
that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. So I want to thank Carl for being in the chat today. He's our other co-host on the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News podcast, and we will be back tomorrow with another edition of the morning show. So, of course, our morning show is weekday mornings, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube and Twitch. So we want to thank you all that, of course, will be watching later on, maybe later on today, viewing the video on demand. So thank you so much. And Burley, of course, thank you again. And I will see you tomorrow, ma'am.
Yeah, no, it'd be great to see you again tomorrow and do this again. But we got Carl just came in here with one more message.
Yeah.
Sony will sell updated PSVR game for PSVR 2, 70 a pop. Don't don't
I
don't
would not, I would
don't
not,
don't give them ideas, Carl. Don't give them ideas. Do
I,
not.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I bet that Sony's probably just like they're they're thinking of that. I'm sure. Yeah, they're thinking about that. So.
Don't give them more ideas. I
Yeah.
love Sony, but I don't like everything they're doing.
Hey, Burley, just one point before we leave. I know you're playing Judgment,
Mhm.
but Lost Judgment, I was at the electronics store, my local electronics store here in Japan today, Yodobashi. And guess how much Lost Judgment was being sold for? 8,200 yen. That's like close to 80 American dollars.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I mean,
Oh, I
yeah,
can.
nobody is going to buy these physical copies in the electronic stores, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's ridiculous.
yeah, it's a rip off. Okay, well anyway, I want to thank you all so much and we will catch you tomorrow in the next edition of the morning show. So, I've been your host Expat along with my co-host Burlyman Gaming, Burley of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
We will catch you tomorrow everybody. So take care. Peace
Take
out.
care, everyone.
Yeah. Burley, cut the feed.
I'm cutting it as fast as I can. Go, my scissors, go.